Hey booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am doing a bunch of tags this week to get caught up. So today I'm doing the time and place tag. This tag was originally created by Carl at Please Read Your Book, and I was tagged by David Novak Reads Poetry, who had quite a challenge with his cat. So while he was filming, the cat was covering up his questions. I've got a kitty in my lap. Let's see if I can show him off here. Blue, you gonna say hi? No, we're not. Oh, question 1. A book that reminds you of your past. So, in spite of my efforts to try to get rid of many of our children's books, we still do have a lot. So I grabbed this one, which I actually didn't get as a child. This is Over the River and Through the Wood, a Thanksgiving poem. And I bought this as an adult, but I bought it because this is what we always sang on the way to my grandmother's house for Thanksgiving or Christmas. So it's very sentimental and holds a lot of memories for me. I have shown it on my channel on Thanksgiving and things like that, but yeah, so that really takes me back to my childhood. Question 2, a book that is set in a place you want to visit but have not. This probably isn't like the greatest example. The two places I would really like to visit and I haven't are Germany and Italy. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there, but we'll see what happens. I just did grab All Quiet on the Western Front because it is set in Germany. I'm sure we have other books set in Germany. I could have grabbed The Divine Comedy. But anyway, so I just happened to grab this one in part because I think I want to put it on my library cart so that I don't forget about it, because I did just get it in the last year and I really want to read it. Anyway, so let's see. Question 3. A book that is set in a foreign country that you admire. Oh, so guess what country? Everyone guess. Think what place Kelly is going to use this as an example. France. So I have plenty of books set in France. Most of them are set in Paris, but I do have Julia Child's memoir, My Life in France, that she kind of co-wrote with her, I don't know if he's her nephew, Alex Prudhomme. Anyway, this is a fantastic book. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. It is funny, it's insightful, I laughed so hard at one point I was just crying. So anyway, I love My Life in France. So I would really really recommend that to you guys. Let's see. Question 4, a book that is set in a city, province, or district that you live in. So I found this question really interesting. There are a lot of I have to do the state. I can't do my city. But as far as the state is concerned, there's some fairly famous writers out there who set their novels and maybe at least part-time live in Wyoming, and that's C.J. Box and Craig Johnson. So those would both be 2 authors, but I, of course, am going a different route, and I am going to recommend Mark Sprague's memoir, Where Rivers Change Direction. And he's referring to that, Where Rivers Change Direction, he's referring to that because the ranch that he grew up on in Wyoming is right on the Continental Divide. The Continental Divide is what decides, on one side, all the rivers flow to the Pacific, and on the other side, all of the rivers somehow a roundabout way end up in the Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, that sort of thing. But yeah, so it's usually a high elevation spot where the continental divide is. But anyway, this is just a terrific book. So really another one that I love. And then finally, question 5, a book that is set in the future that you think is or will be realistic. So here we go. I don't really read very many things that are set in the future or set on other planets or anything like that. I have just decided to kind of dip my toes into that. I just finished reading a collection of stories by Ursula Le Guin called The Wind's 12 Quarters. And what I think is really interesting about this is that she was writing these stories in the 60s and the 70s. And I'm sure at the time, like, the ideas in some of these stories were quite radical. There's a story about cloning. There's definitely environmental issues. There's ethical issues. So yeah, it's a fascinating collection of short stories, and I really wonder like what the response was to some of them when she first published them. So anyway, cloning, of course, is something that it doesn't really shock us anymore. It's not a new idea, but at the time that she was writing about it, I'm sure it was pretty out there for a lot of people to think about. So anyway, so that's the best I can do as far as books set in the future. So, all right, so tag other booktubers and pay it forward. So I'm really trying to tag some people that yeah, some new people that I haven't tagged. So I'm gonna tag Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff, who is great at tags. I want to tag Sandy Lender, Jess Bookgirl TV, Recently Seen Reading, Maria Andrea Belmont, and I can't read my handwriting, and Maria, so I apologize if I botched your name there. And Miss Peepers-Reading-Corner. So I look forward to seeing your versions of this tag, and also if I didn't tag you and you want to do the tag, please feel free. Also, if you don't have a channel, I'd love to hear what your answers are to some of these questions. What's a book that reminds you of your past? What's a book set in the place that you live that you really love? Or a book that's set in the future you think would be a realistic, whatever, any of the questions. Tell me your answers down below in the comment section. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can always leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up just as a way of saying hello. I do appreciate it. All right, BookTube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.